Yo! Video games.
What up, everyone? You all thought I was gonna go with an older game, or maybe Street Fighter Alpha 1 or Alpha 2, or a King of Fighters or a Fatal Fury, but surprise, surprise, I am doing Street Fighter 6 for my next Rate the Stage. I kind of want to be a little unpredictable. I also kind of want to try maybe to appeal to people who are a little bit more aware and interested, I guess, with more modern day Street Fighter. Street Fighter 2 is kind of like everyone knows it. I mean, maybe Street Fighter 2 is a little too well known. So I'm gonna jump ahead. We're going from the first, well, not really the first. Street Fighter 1's the first, but to the last. We're doing the latest. We're doing Street Fighter 6 Rate the Stage, and I think I got more interesting things to say about this because now we're in modern era. We've got the RE engine. We've got, not next gen because it's on PS4 as well, but it's like we've got modern generation abilities. There's a lot they can do now with stages that they couldn't do in the past. So we are going to rate the stages for Street Fighter 6 and see how it all shakes out because now there's more scrutiny. Now there's more expectations and stuff. So join me on rating the stage for Street Fighter 6. The grid is off limits. Now, this isn't saying I won't cover old Street Fighter games. I'm just jumping ahead. All right, so Metro City, great stage in Street Fighter 6. Again, really brings the whole It's Street Fighter together. It's obviously got a ton of Final Fight references. I can't remember his name. Apologies, Matt McMuscles. But one of the boss's gang leaders, he comes and jumps over onto the hood of this car in the normal matchup. You've got like a cat and a dog fighting, at the beginning and start of the stages. The sewer lid pops with like big hits. And then in the third stage, you'll see Poison, not Poison, whatever, in the background holding the cat with Ondore back there. Occasionally you'll see like cops chasing people in the back alley. This is a great stage. It's not, I don't think it's so phenomenal as to be like, this is better than any other stage I've ever seen kind of thing. There's definitely a lot of NPCs and they're moving and kind of sort of just, reacting, moving around. Like, it feels lively. Anyways, I love like the sparks flying out of the signs and stuff. It's got a lot going for it. This is quintessential Street Fighter stage. And I would give it... it's definitely a 9. Probably 9.5. I'm not sure if I'm ready to sit there and say this is a 10 out of 10. But darn is it close. I really like this stage. I mean, I think it really just nails the aesthetic. So 9.5. We start off strong in Street Fighter 6. Next up is Guile's stage. Pretty good. It's obviously reminiscent of Street Fighter 2, only now we're on an aircraft carrier. I think one of the most impressive things about the stage is that at the start, if you look way in the background, you see Guile hopping out of his plane if Guile's not selected, and he goes and shakes hands with this dude, and he'll walk up by the end of the first round, and then he'll take off his helmet and reveal himself, and then he'll be watching you throughout round 2 and 3. It's a really cool stage. I like how there's a ton of stuff just going on in the backgrounds. You got like a lot of people in the foreground getting really hyped into the fight, and they'll fall on their butts, they fall down, little interaction. Chris Redfield claps back there. Or not Chris, we're not really sure. They've still got the military getting way too comfortable with these other officers. It's not sure what, but the box breaks, which is a nice classic nod to the original stage. I'm giving this one an 8. Because I do feel it would have been kind of neat if there was like more like flying jets overhead. Maybe a little... I don't know. I also feel it's a little derivative of where Guile's been and done. It doesn't feel quite as as new. It feels like it's different, but same, but still different. Still good though. Excellent stage. I give it an 8. Thunderfoot Settlement. Now Lily stage. It's okay. I think it does suffer a lot from the sort of, the cinematic Mexico is yellow filter going on here with just sort of the colorization and just sort of the, I guess, general haze over it. It does have a lot of people going on. It's okay, but I think I don't think it makes quite as strong an impression as the last two stages, or even like other stages in the game. It's kind of on the weaker end, honestly. I only I'd give it like honestly a 6. I feel a lot more could have been done here than what was. But again, you have people reacting like the old man in the chair, the stool breaking stuff, kids running around on it. It's really just generally okay, but like I feel the colors, graphics, everything could have popped a little better on here. I don't know. Not really personally that much of a fan of this stage. Barmule Steelworks. Now you've got a ring announcer to start it off, and that's kind of cool. I like the Saturday Night Slam Master guys hanging out in the back middle. But once again, where here's Zangief and he's in a steel mill. There's a bunch of guys behind a chain link, although a lot of guys this time behind a chain link fence. The barrel breaks, which is kind of nice. I like how the guy kind of follows the action around in the back, and it's kind of like he's not saying anything, but he's doing the little play-by-play. There's some dude hanging off on the crane above. Again, this is a little too been there, done that. And the problem with Street Fighter 6 is that we've had 4 and 5, and 4 was already a sort of homage to 2, and 5 had a ton of homages to 2 as well. We outright we're just copying 2 stages. So it's okay, but man, is it really been there, done that. Especially for Zangief. Again, 6 out of 10. Not the most exciting of stages. Bathurst Beach. Now, DJ hasn't had a stage in a while. It's obviously a nod to his last one. He's got a bar now, the maximum bar right on the beach. I do like how it is like just right on the sand. So it does kind of have that. It does have that feeling of like, we're throwing down anywhere kind of feel to it. You got a bunch of people fixing cars and stuff in the back, so it's kind of got a little bit of that 50s diner from Street Fighter 4 mixed with the Caribbean. You'll have different people at different rounds. The surfboards fall over, hanging out in the background. It's okay, but it doesn't even say leave your footprints in the sand. Again, for being the first DJ stage in a while, it's a little, I don't know, on the nose? I don't know, I feel like I wish there was more going on than just people kind of going yay, white people dancing in the background. We've seen a lot of tropical stages, a lot of beach stages in video games. This is alright, but again, kind of just barely above average. I'd only give it a 6. If I'm being real with y'all. Blanka stage. Now, once again, we're doing a little bit of been there, done that. The big-ass snake around the tree is back. From just like in 2, only now he's a lot more reactable to what's going on in the environment. The stage gets a little bit of points for having Blanka-chan and Donkey Kong's Banana Horde in the background on the left. But, again, a little bit been there, done that. It, got the boats, got the wildlife. We got, a bunch of watermelons on the right. Crazy little gift shop. We got, big waterfalls way in the background. It's kind of nice. I'd say it's a little bit of a step up from, say, DJ's and Zangief's, because it at least acknowledges, say, Blanka-chan from Street Fighter V and stuff. I give it a 7, but I ain't going much higher than that, because again, we are kind of retreading old water here. Camy stage. London. It's moody. We gotta admit, it sets the mood right. You got Jeremy Parrish back there. You know, rocking his game journalism look. And we're just right under the bridge and in view of Big Ben. And what have you. Sewer lid pops, horses react, train goes by. I gotta tell you, I like when you see like the cafe workers come out of the steam tea place. It's funny how it goes for such a very steampunk look, even though it is still supposed to kind of be modern. You got a man in a top hat, you know, it's like drinking tea. It's like beyond British, like horrifically British. The steam blows out of the tubes on like a knockdown. Spills his tea. It's a good moody stage, but the bell that rings in Camy's, well, that's specific to Camy's theme, so I guess it's really not so bad in that sense. Again, the characters in the background will change depending on the round. It's pretty good. It's not quite tuna with bacon, but I give it an 8. It's very moody. It's not a repeat of Street Fighter 2. You definitely feel where it is, where it's supposed to be, more than just, oh, it's Blanka, it's in the rainforest. You know, Hogwarts Express goes by there. I give it an 8. 8 for mood. Manon stage. This is actually a pretty dope stage. Right in the middle of a carnival in the middle of Paris. You know, you got the Eiffel Tower, and you got a big-ass Ferris wheel. You got a crazy roller coaster going on. You got a mime. You got a big swing carousel in the background. It's very reminiscent of a stage in King of Fighters 13, but this one's in 3D. It is still kind of its own thing. People are like very reactable to like what's going on during the fight. This is a great stage, honestly. Considering we've never gotten a whole lot of Paris or France-themed stages in Street Fighter. This one's really good. It's lively. It combines both the carnival atmosphere with France itself and Paris. I like it. I give this a 9 out of 10. Colosseo. This one's odd to me. You got a stage that literally has the Spartans from 300. Just, cheering you on in the background. Obviously, it's Marissa's stage. The line's pretty cool. I think he gets up and walks during certain rounds. But, like, it's got this just weirdness to the fact that, like, it's not a movie set. It's not even pretending to be. Like, this is just Marissa's weird club. Like, the fire pit breaks and stuff. You got there's a crowd of normal people in the stands way in the back. It's definitely distinct. It's new. It's not something we've really seen in Street Fighter. But I do feel it probably could have used a little bit more to stand out. For example, I'm thinking of the stage in MK11 where you're in the arena, the Coliseum in that one, and like the time warping is going on. But it feels like that stage was way more lively with the creatures coming in and out and like stuff happening in the background. This one is just, some Spartans going, yay. Compared to its peers, I don't think this is as impressive as it should be. Not bad. At least it stands out as being new. 8 out of 10. Alright, so now we're in Ryu's stage. Now, thankfully, we're not on top of a castle anymore. We're at like this pond in the forest by, a fox shrine. I can give it a little bit of points for like the turtles and the birds and the fox that all come and hang or like show up and run around in the background. That's pretty cool. I think having like the big tree is neat. The koi fish jumping out of the pond. However, there is one, I would call one major issue with this stage. And that is the color scheme. It's so gray. It's so maddeningly bloody gray. It definitely makes rating it a little hard because I think the idea and the setting is pretty cool, but it's so blah with its color scheme. And unfortunately, I think the color scheme knocks it down a peg. If this looked like Ghost of Tsushima color-wise, this would have been a 9 out of 10 or, easy. But as it is, there's not quite enough going on in the background, even with the fox that runs in and out, in the turtle and fish. And man, those colors, the lack of color and the colorization is just... You never want a fighting game to look boring. You just don't want a fighting game to look boring. I give it an 8 just for the fact that, hey, you did leave the rooftop cool. But man, I don't know what they were thinking with the color on this stage. It really kind of it sours the whole experience. It doesn't even feel like, oh, it's a cloudy day. No, it feels gray. It's just gray. Give it an 8 generously. All right, Jamie stage. It's pretty nice, but I don't think it's as nice as it could be. So you got a little cafe on the right. You got, this chick who plays an instrument. And you got like these big, these big vases, whatever over here. And you can break one. So that's kind of cool. Honestly, it's just the crazy lion turtle that sells it in the background. That's kind of like it. Otherwise, this is kind of an okay stage. I think he's from Hong Kong, I think. It's not bad, but I feel like more could have been done with the RE engine, with just interactivity, with just stuff going on in general. Correction, turtle riding a turtle dragon. Okay, turtle dragon, what have you. I'll give it an 8, but I feel like with the technology on hand today, I feel like more could have been done with this stage. Oh boy, Dhalsim stage. On the one hand, thank God the elephants aren't as much of a nuisance this time. I like how the temple definitely feels bigger this time. They're still going at it. I like how there's actual monks and stuff in the background. The elephants react to the fighting. Hey, it's better than his Street Fighter 2 stage, but it's also still not a ton going on here. At least the elephants are really well animated. Yeah, incense going. I'll give it a 7. But it does also follow the problem of been here, done that. But here at least it's a vast improvement over what came before. But still a little been here, done that. Alright, this stage is kind of fun. This marketplace stage, the man shooing away the monkeys trying to steal his fruit. It definitely has that Street Fighter vibe where it's like, hey, we're fighting in the streets. Monkey hanging off the street sign. This is a little bit more less is more. In a sense, I love all the... See, this is a good use of RE Engine with all the different fruits, like, bouncing up and stuff, where it feels like, wow, look at what technology can do for us now. It probably could have been a little more lively in the background, but as it stands, again, this is a little bit of the, like, this is what you think of when you think of Street Fighter. I give this, honestly, an 8. It does have a bit of a vibe of Chun-Li 2 and Chun-Li 3 kind of mixed together, but it's a good stage. Lots to look at. Oh boy, JP stage. This is a wet fart of a stage, especially since it's for the big bad of the game. It's just on a balcony, overlooking a pond, some waterfalls in the background, and a lot of flags hanging overhead. This stage, considering what's available with technology now, what you have, what you can do with time, I feel this stage is just too basic. It's not fighting in the streets. It's just, hey, here's a patio. Have fun. I don't know. This is a pretty weak stage as far as I'm concerned. There's really nothing to get excited about here. It really doesn't even seem to match the look of JP at all. Like, I know he's supposed to be from this fictional country, but 4 out of 10, man. It's a little on the weak side. And here we have the arena stage. This has sort of become a staple with Street Fighter lately. And as far as stuff goes, this is actually, I feel, kind of on the weaker end. Because every time they would add a new fighting stage arena to Street Fighter V for Evo, it feels like you know, okay, there's like a weirdness. There's like a refrigerator in the background that you fight in the World Tour mode, and you can see characters, the announcer dude from the Battle Hub, the Saturday Night Slam Master guys, the Street Fighter 1 guy back there. They're a little bit hard to see. They kind of blend into the background a lot more. I feel this stage was honestly done better in Street Fighter 5. It's fine for what it is. It's got fireworks and crap, you know, when, you know, at the end of rounds and stuff. But honestly, it's a 5 out of 10. It's really not doing anything we haven't seen before. And it's certainly not doing anything really any better. And sadly, that's going to end it for this one. It'll be a little bit shorter for Rate the Stages on this video because, hey, there's just less stages right now in Street Fighter 6. But overall, I think Street Fighter 6... It's okay. I feel I was being very generous with some of these stages. I don't know that they're all worthy of the scores I gave them. Metro City, Downtown, absolute best. Best stage, best most to look at. Guile stage is not bad, but again, been there, done that. Lily's not too great. Zangief's the same. DJ's all kind of derivative. Blanka's. Camy's is moody. It's good, but it's not outstanding. Manon's is actually very good. Colosseo is, no, been done better in other fighting games. Ryu's is ruined by the color scheme. Jamie's is good, but like I feel like it could have been done more, and more could have been done. Dhalsim, kind of the same problem as before. Old Town Market is pretty good for a Street Fighter stage, but like, yeah, it really feels to me like there's 3 really good stages in this game, a couple, like a handful of decent, and a lot of just underwhelming. This is okay. This does what it needs to and nothing more. So overall, I think Street Fighter 6 it's a great game. It does a lot right, but I think the stages at the moment are not honestly one of its stronger suits. They're not a weak point. JP is probably being the worst. They're not a weak point, but they're not a strength of Street Fighter 6 either. They're just kind of there, and they're with a couple of nice standouts. That's going to be all for this Rate the Stage for Street Fighter 6. Let me know what you guys want me to rate the stage on next, what game, and it can, again, I'm not following any timeline here, so it could be any game, any franchise, any point in time. So let me know what you guys think. I'll see you on the next Rate the Stage.